What's up, people? Kid Shorty Gamer Nation in the building, going live. To do a show, as the title said, what if men disappeared? The feminist fantasy versus harsh reality, right? Um, Ever since I became aware of, these feminist argument, they always make the argument about, we don't need any men anymore because we got into this new space and technological advancements and all these other things. And it's always that what if debate, right? And we no longer need men to be dominant because we're in a space where they perceive that you don't need that stuff. The thing is that the reason why society or civilization is the way it is because men maintain society. Simple as that, right? But what it really is that women just don't want men to be in charge. They want to be in charge, right? And that's what it really is, boils down to it, is that they, under the mask of being equal and balanced and all these discussions, they do not like the position that they are submissive to the masculine hierarchy, right? That's why they don't like the Bible. That's why they don't like, or they try to twist the Bible. This is why they don't like certain things, right? They just always trying to find ways to say why we don't need men to be in the positions that they are in, but we do need men. We just need you to be in a more inferior servitude position. You understand? So today we're going to break that down, and I'm going to review a video by my man Fatty. He was doing a live stream with this chick here, with this panel. We're gonna break it down, and then I'm going to break down certain stuff with slides and stuff. All right? Because a lot of times when you guys have the debate, because you have to think of some quick reaction, you don't remember everything you study or know about this dynamic between feminism and leadership and these things. So whenever I watch these panels and these shows, I put together slides and presentations to go in depth about what the conversation is about. So shout out to Fatty, shout out to Mr. Fantastic, shout out to Ali, shout out to the men that defends masculinity, and shout out to the light skinned chick up there, right? Shout out not the light skinned chick to the left of Jess, but to the right of Jess, right? Closer to Mr. Fantastic. So shout out to them. But let's get into it. When you walk into the channel or to my chat or to my live stream, like, share, subscribe, all those good things, right? Let's go on the ride.
Whatever level of security. Some women are having it skewed about the level of security that they can realistically have access to, but most women want some degree of security in order to feel comfortable submitting to a man, and most women are willing to do that if you, for the most part, give them that level of security. Like the problem is, women want security without submission, and men want submission without leadership. That's the way it is.
What? But hold on. See, this is my thing. No man is saying. See, that's a lie on Damien's part, right? Because the problem in modern day is that nobody wants to break down what leadership is. Everybody has their version of leadership, and men have allowed women to be subjective when it comes to a man leading her, right? And because now if I am leading a woman and I'm telling her what to do, I'm giving her instructions, right? If she breaks those boundaries, I check her or correct her. Women are going to call that type of leadership toxic or traditional. But then when you ask someone to describe or define what leadership is, it's basically to be her slave. You know what I'm saying? He got to be a good man, prioritize me and my feelings and, emotional regulation and all these other bullshit, right? But for the most part, most men are leading. Most men tell women what to do. It's just that women don't respect, or black women in our culture don't respect or value a man's leadership. You know what I'm saying? Now, let me tell you something. Jasmine is about to speak. And Jasmine is a very pretty chick, right? Pretty lady, right? In my opinion, she looks better than the light skinned chick next to her and the other woman that's on the panel. You feel me? She's the prettiest chick on the panel, in my opinion. I just like the way she looks. You feel me? But she's gonna start speaking, right? Now, I came up with this right here: the feminist Marxist hybrid. Core traits fluid and academic sounding anti-patriarchal rhetoric. Ideology: feminism equals overthrow of patriarchy. Marxism equals overthrow of capitalism, which is historically tied to black male self-determination. Modus operandi: frames black male leadership. My fault. Let me put this in full screen properly. Modus operandi frames black male leadership as oppression, pushes for equalitarian or matriarchal structures that emasculate men, often involved in activity spaces but resent strong masculine traditional black men. That's what I'm gonna label Jasmine as, right? Same thing. Same thing on the chick to her bottom left, or maybe on the right, and then on the far right, right? So let's continue.
Or men want submission without the security.
Hold on, fantastic.
Yeah,
Next, yo.
I got you. It's cool. So the problem that destroys that argument is the number of women that have children with men, but they don't stay with those men. Hold on. Well, don't stop coming.
See, I keep forgetting that as well. I keep forgetting that you have women that are having children by dudes, but the women don't stick to those dudes that they have children by. Remember, black men are the most involved father when it comes to parenting. And he's the most involved father out of all the rest of the racial groups, right? White, Latin, and Asian. You understand what I'm saying? But that stat is saying men who are not in the house with that woman or married to that woman. You know what I'm saying? But he's still involved in that child's life. But the women the women are not following that leadership and saying, okay, cool, he wants to be a good dad in the child's life. Let me just get married to him. They're not saying that. Because remember, marriage is a two-player sport. If I offer you the ring in marriage, you can reject it. But these women are having kids by dudes they don't choose to get married to. And I remember some years back, black women were saying that marriage is just institutional. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to get married according to a piece of paper. This is what black women were saying a couple years back. Right? I wish I could go find those videos and present them to you. Right? And this is when the black manosphere was holding them accountable to saying, well, keep your legs closed. Don't sex or have a baby before marriage. And black women's response was, well, we don't have to get married according to what a piece of paper is saying. All right? Let's continue.
Cut me off.
He's gonna do that.
I just started talking.
I can't say nothing. I'm just over
Well,
here.
I didn't got my point out.
Like you can rebuttal him. Just let him finish.
She just exposed herself, right? This is the boy, and boy, oh boy, this is the feminist. Hold on. Let's continue.
I can say something smart, but go ahead.
I'm about to say something accurate. Yeah, it's smart because it's accurate. Thank you. I know I'm intelligent. You know it too. Thank you for acknowledging that. Anyway,
just let him get
the
it out.
fact of the matter, okay, that these women are willing to give the ultimate submission and create it.
Just if you want to keep a man, you should have been letting whatever man get it out. Because you ain't letting that man get it out, you can't keep no man.
And creating a child.
Hey, Melanin Legacy, yeah, her titties be tittying. I'm just saying.
Child with and continuing a man's bloodline, that's the ultimate form of submission, is it not?
I think Melanin Legacy, you're gonna be busting every day. I'm just talking about just busting.
She's not requiring anything for that. Hold on. So is there something? There's a higher form of submission than having a man's child?
Yes.
Well, what about the women who don't have kids?
Hold on, Jasmine. Hold on.
Yeah, but the women who don't have kids, right? They still have to submit to a man in a relationship. What Mr. Fantastic is saying is that you submitted to a man putting sperm into your belly, and then you got pregnant by that man and gave birth to his kid. See what I'm saying? Right? There's levels to submission. There's submission when she go on a date with you. There's submission when she decides to get married to you. And then there's submission when she decides to open her legs to you and get pregnant by you. Those are forms of submission.
this is the thing. If you say something, I'm gonna make sure the men respond to you and the women respond to what you said. Can y'all respond to what he's saying? What is a higher formation?
Can he bring in a quick answer versus 2 minutes?
I just asked the question. I shut the fuck up. Y'all not answering.
This is Sparta!
Yo, Fatty's a genius with the damn graphics. If I could learn how to do that shit, I'll be a genius too, bro.
I get Tyranny spot more 5 minutes in the hole. This is ladies' first show, Tyranny. We try to be the nicest we can. Right. But even the ladies here, like as soon as we bring you up, can't do that, Tyranny. So 5 minutes in the naughty corner, okay? I'll bring in 5 minutes in love too. Go ahead,
what
ladies.
is it with these men that keep defending unruly women? Like Dame, Cheeky Banter, and the little black book ass nigga 91. They keep they like, this is why black culture or black men across the globe will never be able to conquer anything, because we can't even get our women right, right? You'll have men like Fatty, myself, Mr. Fantastic, and Ali that'll be like, yo, this is how our leadership is supposed to go, masculinity and patriarchy. But then you have little black book, Cheeky Banter, and Dame Panda champion for these hoes. That's not good, because now the women have two versions of leadership to respond to: the more patriarchal one or the more panda bear version of it. And then when the women watch the panda bears try to fight against the men who are traditional, they say to themselves, well, shit, we ain't gonna follow none of you niggas. That's ridiculous.
What is bigger? So, like what is like when it comes to submission? And thank you, Rich, for the cash app. What is bigger when in terms of submission than having a kid by somebody? Like, can you guys
explain
to us?
Nothing.
Go ahead, Jet.
Okay. So wait, so are you saying the only way a woman submits is if she has your baby?
No,
that's not what I said, man.
No, he said what's the highest listening comprehension skills. He said what's the highest point of submission, right? And I explained it earlier, right? You submit when you give him your number and he approaches you. You submit when you decide to go on a date with him. You submit when you decide to get into a relationship with him. You submit when you decide to get into a marriage, and then you submit when it's time for you to open your legs and have sex and get pregnant by him and have his baby. So those are forms of submission, right? And I think what Mr. Fantastic is saying is that the highest form of that is to get pregnant by a dude.
I got it. Let me reiterate. Right? I'll say it again. I'm gonna say it again, love. Well, not love, Jazz. Ma'am, this is what I said. I said specifically, I asked the question, is there anything greater than having a child by a man? Is there any form of submission greater than that?
Yeah, I think once we
Hey, Melanin Legacy, if you ever see this live, I will make a lot of love to you, baby. Man, you will get pregnant. I'm just saying.
To God, we both take that oath.
Like I'd make love to Jazz too, but she crazy.
Under God and submit to God within our marriage. That's the biggest.
This chick, Love Beautiful down here, she is not attractive. I'm just saying. This chick Heather, she's not attractive. Heather look like a oatmeal cookie. This chick look like a retarded Mona Lisa picture. Like this is like the rough draft of Mona Lisa around here.
That's the biggest form of submission, because I'm literally trusting you with my life. I'm giving you everything, right? Like you're now my husband. We become one. I have to. And the thing is that I don't know. Every woman in relationships are not having kids. So I
got you. You're right.
Wait, can I, Mr. Fantastic, may I finish my thought, please?
Well, I'm disagreeing. I'm not. What's saying?
This is how the feminist heart. This is how they do. What she just did right there. This is how the feminists. This is what they do, right? So what she just did. Right, so she want to finish saying some bullshit.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I just keep hearing you and it's throwing me off. So if I could just get it out. So what I was saying was that not every woman has children, but yet they still submit. And I think the what's greater than just giving a man a baby is giving my hand in marriage and trusting him with my life. I think that's.
See, the reason why she's saying that is because the feminist rhetoric means that a woman is more than just having kids. You know what I'm saying? So, when you say that the highest form of submission is a woman giving birth, it's going to rub women that think like Jazz, the feminist Marxist hybrid, the wrong way. Forgive me, there's been lightning and thunderstorm going on right now. So
I think that's a greater thing that I can do with myself than just give him a baby.
You're repeating yourself. Okay, were you done?
I think I should, because it looked like you was ready for me to be done. So
because you when you start repeating yourself, you're not saying anything new. That's kind of redundant. Okay, so let me help you out. Right. So again, do most marriages last?
Do most marriages last?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, they don't. You're wrong. They don't. Most marriages don't last. Most marriages do not last.
51% or greater of marriages end in divorce.
Yeah, thank you. They do. They actually do. The current marriage rate right now is 50%, and the divorce rate is higher than the marriage rate. Current marriage rate
or greater of marriages end in divorce.
Marriages.
Most marriages last?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, they don't. You're wrong. They don't. Most marriages don't last. Most marriages do not last.
51% or greater of marriages end in divorce.
Yeah, thank you. They do. They actually do. The current marriage rate right now is 50%.
Let's look at that stat. All right. Look at that stat. ChatGPT, out of the most marriages within the Black community, is the divorce rate after marriage higher than the marriage rate? All right. So let's share. All right, so look here. Yes, among Black Americans, the divorce rate is indeed higher than the marriage rate, meaning more Black women are divorcing each year than getting married. According to the 2008 analysis, Black women had 17.3 marriages for 1,000 unmarried women in that year, and 30.9 divorces per 1,000 married women, making divorce the more frequent event. That result in a marriage to divorce ratio of 1.6 marriages for every divorce among Black women. Same. This ratio was the lowest among major racial ethnic groups that year, whereas all other groups had more marriages than divorces. For recent data, 2021 echoes these patterns. Approximately 31 divorces, 1,000 married Black women compared to a lower marriage rate of around 17.1,000 per 1,000, right? What this means, in absolute numbers within the Black community, divorce occurs higher annual rate than marriage. For example, for every 100,000 Black women at risk, about 17 get married, while 31 already married women get divorced in that same year. So this is why a lot of Black men don't want to get married. Because now if the women are going to just divorce them anyway, and it's going to be put on the man's fault, why would he do that, right? So let's go back to Mr. Fantastic. Yeah. Bro, it is pouring over here. Outside on my porch. Glad that everything is Let me make sure I move this over here. Closer, a bit closer to me. All right. So let's keep playing.
And the divorce rate is higher than the marriage rate. Marriage has historically gone down from the annals of time. So again, if we go ahead
we're
and
not talking about new people getting married. We're talking about people who are in marriage. You're saying that of all the people who are married, 50 or 1% or greater are going to end that marriage. That's what you're saying.
From this point on, that's what it says. It's actually the projection is less than half of the population is going to be married by 2030.
I'm not talking about who's getting married. You said marriages are going to 50 more than most marriages for men.
What is a divorce? What is a divorce? So 50% of divorces is that means people are married and they're ending the marriage, right?
You said most men are.
Yeah,
I'm just
most.
I'm
saying that's like now.
51% or greater.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, great. So let's move on. All right. So beyond that, like I said, even that a marriage, right? What was that? What was the question? No, I'm just asking what the question was. I don't have an issue. I'll respond if
it's not. It was just it's not a real question.
Interject.
Okay, cool. It's great. It's great. So this is the point, right? So a marriage can be temporary, right? A marriage can end at any point in time. You can never stop being a parent. Your blood can never stop being your blood. Your child can never stop being your child.
That's a good point.
So therefore, that
is a good point. I like what he's saying. Right? Let me make him
highest level of submission that a woman can give a man. Now, Jazz just keep laying on the point of, well, every woman doesn't have kids. Of course, every woman doesn't have kids.
But see, let's dissect what he said right there, right? Mr. Fantastic said that the highest form of submission to a man is to have a baby. And that is absolutely true, right? Because if you can take it to the Bible, they say that you're spiritually married once you have sex, right? So the fact that you have sex and then you get pregnant by the dude, that is the highest form of submission. Because now, if you don't have to get married, you can not get married to a dude, still have a kid by that dude, and still be in a good relationship without getting the legal version of marriage. Or you can break up and still be a co-parent. So I actually agree with the logic that Mr. Fantastic put down. That's intelligent.
But a lot of married women do. I don't want to say the majority. If I was to put money on it, I would say the majority of married women have kids. But let's say a substantial portion of them do, right? So if that woman, and even throughout the history of time, if a woman was not able to have a child, she was taught bad about because she was unable to continue that man's bloodline, especially if she wasn't even able to give him a son. So again, the ultimate form of
that should have never been normalized. But continue.
Okay, great. Again, to continue that man's child, she was taught bad about because she was unable to continue that man's bloodline, especially if she wasn't even able to give him a son. So
remember, I think there was a story in the Bible. I forgot what was the story about. One of the women, she couldn't give birth. I think it was between Esau and Jacob or something like that. I don't remember the story, but it's similar to that. Let me look up ChatGPT, see what ChatGPT is saying. Traditionally, was it shamed on a woman that she couldn't help to continue a man's bloodline? And is there any Bible stories that refer to this? Let's read here. Sarah, wife of Abraham, Genesis 11 through 21. She was burned for decades while Abraham was promised to be the father of many nations. She felt shame and even gave her servant Hagar to Abraham to bear children on her behalf. At 90 years old, God finally blessed her with Isaac, a fulfillment of his promise. And Sarah said, God has made laughter for me. Everyone who hears will laugh over me. Genesis 21, verse 6. So he's actually right. This is why a lot of women don't like the Bible. Right? Let me ask ChatGPT this. So ChatGPT, was it also shame on the man that he couldn't continue his bloodline, and was that shame heavier on him than it was on women? And is there any Bible references that refer to this? So see right here, it's saying it was shameful for a man not to continue his bloodline. And yes, in traditional patriarchal societies, including biblical Israel, it was deeply shameful for a man to die without leaving behind a male heir to continue his name and bloodline. But here's the distinction. For women, the shame was tied to barrenness, not fulfilling her role as wife and life bearer. For men, the same was tied to dying without heirs, failing to fulfill their duty of legacy, non-inheritance, and name continuation. However, the weight of shame fell differently. Women being barren, men dying childless, right? So, but we're not going to get into that. But yes, so Mr. Fantastic is right. No, that's not me.
Right. That should have never been normalized.
Okay, great. Hey, to each their own, right? But what I'm saying though is there's nothing.
Was to shame a woman if she wasn't able to.
Can he finish his thought?
Well, I said to each their own. I
said, no need for extra moderation. Okay, I'm here. Go ahead.
Okay, cool. Well, no, so that's what I'm saying. The continuing a man's lineage is permanent. Marriage may not be. Okay. Right. Marriage is not guaranteed to end, and especially in this time that we're looking now, when at any point in time a woman can pull the cord, 70% of the time and file for divorce, that a marriage is over with. But once you have that child is forever, and it never changes. So I don't think that marriage.
Who are single moms submitting to? Who are single moms committed to? Using your premise.
There's more than so. There's
prove my point.
There's more than one disagreement here, right? I have my own disagreements apart from Dame and I disagree that child reign, having a child is the ultimate form of submission. To me, it's not.
Of course, y'all disagree. Y'all follow the feminist line of thinking that says that a woman value is how she gives birth. So, of course, you're going to disagree with that. Let's say how they explain it, what they disagree with.
I think that submission in and of itself is submission, right? The byproducts of submission may be children, it may be obedience, it may be those other things. But I don't think there should not be any degree of submission. Either it's there or it's not.
No, but what Mr. Fantastic is saying is that a woman might be obedient to you for 15 years and she decides to leave you. But because you have a kid or a line, that line lasts forever. She could get married to you and decide to divorce you 10 years from now, but you still got children. And that children is going to carry your name and your legacy. So again, Mr. Fantastic is right.
That's why I have an issue. Which is why I have an issue using this level of degreeing, right? Because there are plenty of women that have children with men that they don't submit to, and they use the court system to prove their rebellion against that man, right? Unfortunately, Mr. Fantastic has told me the story and is a perfect example as to why I can't say women submit when is the most submissive just because they have your kid. Fantastic. Y'all may not like him. I don't care. I think he's a good dude. He's a stand-up guy. Got a son, raised him, got him to college, served in the military. He could be a great dude. That woman is not submissive to him because she don't have to be. And it has nothing to do with his character. It has nothing to do with him at all. So I don't know if having a child is the ultimate form of submission, but just a byproduct of a submissive woman.
Yes, so this is the problem with this conversation, right?
I like that, Cheeky.
All of this is an illusion. A woman will submit to you when it's beneficial to her. She will submit on her back because it's beneficial to her. She likes to have sex. She will submit to you and have your kid because she wants a kid too. But like as soon like this conversation about submission on the West is dead.
Hey, and that is correct. Because submission, women are not going to submit in this day and age. Now that they have autonomy and free will, they're not going to submit to you unless it's going to benefit to them, right? So you know what I'm saying?
Because
Okay.
a woman will, like, they will say, I will submit to a man if he deserves it, or if he's leading me in the way. No, you, she's the one dictating the terms. Well, like when I choose from going in and out of submission, if I'm a player, right, and I have a coach, I don't have that choice. There's not. I have to submit to my coach. If I am on the military and I have a general, like, submission shouldn't be like femininity. You know, when they say I'll be feminine to the right man,
We're on the same page. We agree. Sure.
So he's
This is why men are better suited to be leaders, because men understand that if I'm working for a job or a company, I can't choose when to I can't choose to choose when I want to follow my manager and my boss's instructions. As long as I enter that workplace and I want to get a benefit, I have to choose to submit to whatever my boss wants me to do. Right? If I join the Marines, I got to follow my sergeant or the chain of command and whatever instructions they have for me. So that's absolutely correct. Right? Women play around with their submission. You know what I'm saying? Because in general, as a group, women are supposed to submit to the men regardless, but they don't. So,
formative is if it benefits me, I will submit. If it doesn't benefit me, now I'm crazy. Like what is the meme? When he comes around, I shut the fuck up. But when he leaves, I keep talking. Right?
Right.
Yeah, Debo. It's the same thing. So it's not real submission because it's going to be conditional and depending on the person that they have in front of them if it's beneficial or not. So this conversation about submission, in my opinion.
Well, that's one of the disagreements. There was
just real quick, but Chi, this is what I'm saying. The only thing out of all those things is permanent is that divorce and your relationship ending. That's it. It's over with. That child.
Well, the divorce part we can argue, but the child for sure is permanent.
Can I be controversial? Can I be controversial real quick?
Okay.
And a little back book. I wanted to jump in because we need to rotate the people that came in late a little bit. Okay.
Is this still the icebreaker, Fatty?
Yes, but we're going to go to the main event. Now the conversation just went left.
Right. Okay.
I'm just going to say these and I'm going to drop for theory once again. I'm going to give it another chance. Chick, you are in control. Submission, having a kid, is you submitting to her because now she has control over you. When you have a kid by a woman and you think that's the ultimate form of submission, according to the laws of the land in the West, you are the one that got in her motherfucking net, and you are the one that now have to be submissive because she.
I don't know why he's laughing. She's laughing at that. I don't know why Chiqui's laughing at that. I don't know why Dame is laughing at that. I don't know why Love is laughing at that. That's a problem. If you're saying that the men are in leadership, but now because of the laws of the land, that man has to submit to that woman because he's having a kid by her, then you know what the men are going to logically say? I'm not going to have a kid by women from the West. And it's going to deplete the population. Like it already is. So I don't know why this is funny.
She doesn't have to do nothing. She doesn't have to call 911. She doesn't have to call. She now she has a queen in the right.
Patty, can I add something?
Yeah. Absolutely. I just want Little Black Book to go first because he's been quiet, and then y'all can have it. Cheeky, please don't let them fuck him up.
What? I wasn't expecting that perspective, Fatty. That was a little tea.
So shout out to the panel as well. For me personally, I definitely hear what you were saying. It's fantastic. I disagreed though. You know, when someone lays down with somebody and has a child of them, it can be an act of submission. It's not submission. It's like when I have sex, it's not love. You know, sex isn't an equation to love. It can be an act of love, but it's not love. You know what I'm saying to you? So like when someone has a child with somebody, it doesn't actually equate to submission. What would equate to somebody's submission is that when they hear your voice, they're led by your voice. Their heart is also led by you. They're able to.
But she opened her legs because she was led by lust for me. When I spoke and I was just putting game on her and I was whispering her in her ears, she opened her legs to me. That's why I got her pregnant.
To submit themselves to your leadership. That would be submittance. You know what I'm saying to you? So for me personally, the child aspect, people have kids with people, and I don't want to say, I don't even like saying mistakes because anybody else here, don't trigger anybody, but sometimes you can stay with somebody and you really weren't trying to have a kid. Now you got a kid. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, and that can be, quote unquote, if you want to use your analogy, it could be an act of submission in that moment. But we just said that earlier on. The man just said that earlier on. We said that women that can be submissive in the bedroom. That doesn't mean submission. They can submit in the bedroom. You can submit to different areas of your life, but you're not actually submitting your whole heart to that person. Do you get what I'm saying to you? So I think there has to be a differentiation between the two things here in that particular aspect as well. So, yeah, and I think in terms of just last points, I'll pass it on. I think in terms of submission between men and women, there are always two sides to things. There are women who are bad followers, and there are men who are bad leaders. You know what I'm saying?
They're tick for tack shit, right? How about women are just bad followers?
Saying to you, and so you have to be aware of which one people fall into.
The numbers show that women are bad followers. The single mother rate is through the roof.
You know what I'm saying to you? Sometimes it's a bad leader, and sometimes it's just a bad follower. You know what I mean? And I think you have to look at case by case in each example. I think we always do this every time I come on the panel, and it makes for great YouTube stuff. Whenever we start going into the diatribe about men do this, women do this, while I do believe there are some aspects of behaviors that men and women do actually do separately, a lot of times when we're discussing relationships, we fall into a trap. Because if we start doing that, those stereotypes actually lock people in. Like we can just say, hey, well, Mr. Fantastic, did you want to actually see your kids? You're a man, after all. The stereotype is that men don't look after their kids. And if I throw you underneath that bus, do I lock you into that place? No, because if I start to get to know Mr. Fantastic, I know he's a great guy. I know he wants to look after his kid. He's done everything he needs to do. So I think we always fall into a trap when we start doing that. When we have these conversations, that there are certain points where we're like, we want to nail the opposite sex into the wall, and it's like, I don't think that's healthy. And every time we do that, I ask myself the question: who has healthy relationships doing that? Have you seen a byproduct of that? The byproduct doesn't ever end in a healthy relationship, because people who are healthy are balanced. They understand that there are nuances to things. Not everything's black and white. If you're always a black and white person, I can guarantee when you get into a relationship, you will be out of it by the end of it, because no one does black and white. No one does black and white. It's grays at certain points too. So just a little something to add.
I actually don't agree with that shit. The best teams run on black and white. The gray is an exception. We need somebody that has a clear direction, so we can know it's black, 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 black. And then when something out of the norm comes by, now I can sit with my girl, now I can sit with my team and say, hey, fellas, something happened on this gray area. We need to set the precedent so this doesn't happen again. For the most part, Little Black Book, I like the gray is their woman height to get away with shit.
Yep.
I don't know if you notice when you talk with women, and like we're talking about hoes, we're talking about body count, we're talking about leadership, we're talking about submissiveness. If you talk with most women, the gray is exactly where they want to hide. Because when you are on the gray, you have plausible deniability. You can just flip and change your mind and nothing happened to you. Like gray is an area free of consequences. So I will get what, like on a perfect world, when people were empathetic and people weren't selfish and people didn't want to get their way regardless, I would agree with you. On this type of environment, you being on the gray area is the best opportunity you'll get for getting lambasted by both sides. Your dad's going to call you out, your friend going to call you out, your woman going to call you out. For one, you're too hot. For the other one, you're too, like, just pick a lane and move from there and let the woman follow you on that direction if she wants to. Go ahead.
Can I respond to that? Can I respond to that real quickly? Okay, so I don't disagree with things being black and white. I'm not saying things shouldn't be black and white, right? What I'm saying to you is the law is also black and white until the lawyer gets involved and starts to interpret it. Because there are scenarios where if you go and do something, if you unalive somebody, we can say the law is very clear. You unalive somebody, you're asked to go to jail. But then when the lawyer gets involved, he says, hold on a minute, there are certain circumstances that led up to this particular situation and behavior as to where we are. I'm not saying everything has to be gray. Neither am I saying everything has to be black and white. A person who's balanced knows that there is a time and a season for everything underneath the sun. Meaning, there are some times where I look at it and I go, no, this is black and white. And there are other times where I go, no, this is potentially a little bit more gray. I need to ask more questions to understand where you're coming from.
Yeah, but you're still asking more questions to now no longer stay in the gray area. You're investigating it. That's the whole point. Every time you investigate these women, they don't want to get put in the black or white. They don't want to get held because when you're in the black, you have to be held accountable for what you're doing in the black. When you're in the white, you have to be held accountable for what you're doing in the white. Women don't want to do that. That's why they're in the gray area. So no matter how you investigate, no matter what you do, women are not going to admit to or hold themselves accountable to black or white. You know what I'm saying?
Because we're about to have a conversation again, like last time, about bloody body count. And I'm like, we about to go back there all over again. And Cheeky's body count for someone else, for what girl he likes, maybe 1. But Mr. Fantastic, maybe 10. Man, it might be 5. And it's all over the place. So it is grey. Because your number is not my number. So it's grey. And so whenever we do this, where we like try to put the other thing on another person, like, oh, we're very black and white, we're very logical. Most of your decisions in life, Fally, myself, Mr. Fantastic, are not logical. We make decisions based on emotions. Actually, when you buy emotionally.
No,
I'm so sorry to tell you. I know we want to like make it like this thing, but we're human beings who have emotions. So even get on this panel, it's about how you feel about Fally and the way he does his work, that you actually want to join.
No. Human beings have logic too. And when you're a man, you're by nature, you operate off of logic and being analytical. You understand? You may operate on emotion. Maybe that's you. It's just like when Biggie talking about more money, more problems. Maybe that's Biggie's problem why he has more money and more problems.
That's an emotion. You feel proud of Paddy. That's why you want to get onto there. So let's not pretend as if things are logical and everything's always black and white. There are black and white moments.
Chicken and Fantastic. Do you know me good enough to know my reaction when I like 1 second tyranny? You get next.
If the woman say anything, you guys jump and you get mad and you get hurt. Why women can't say anything? That's what you guys don't want.
Men are talking right now.
Yep, that's the feminist.
More 5 minutes on the box. Hey, you keep. I'm trying to just be nice.
Shout out to Fatty.
I'm trying to be nice, and you know what's funny? She knew I was going to do that little black book, and she did it anyway. There's no gray about it. You know why is there no gray about it? Because I guarantee you, little black book, when you get in the relationship, we put all the motherfucking blacks and whites on the. I don't care how I'm different from you. As soon as I get to the relationship, say this is what you can do. This is what you can do. It is what it is. This is our plan. It's not going to be about we are going to wait and see. I'm going to tell you my boundaries. I'm going to tell you where the red line is, and if you step on that shit, we're going to have problems. That's not gray. Gray is something that makes women feel good. It's black or white. You go to school, they give you the whites and they give you the blacks. If you go up, you get on the black. If you go down, you get on the white. If you get this mark, you get this promotion. If you don't get it, you are expelled. This is what life is. Rules and regulations coming from work, from friendship, from everything.
Fatty, the problem is that most of the Western world has become feminized. So women, it's built off of what women think. This is why Little Black Book is talking about we do things based upon emotions. Because you've been raised by your women to think like that. So now when men like Fatty, Mr. Fantastic, and myself are more black and white, it is what it is, or it is what it's not, they don't understand it. You know what I'm saying? Because most of the world has been attuned to the thoughts of women.
We know the boundaries. We know where the black and white are. We just like to hide on grays because, once again, when I hide on grays, I can make the rules as I go. I can say there's no definite standard. There's no definite boundary. So now I can take advantage of, I feel bad today, I kick everybody out. I feel good today, everybody can do whatever they want. Boundaries, blacks and whites are the root and are the thing that makes society together. When we start falling into grays, everything is fucked because good people now are bad people are now good people, and it's always it depends.
No one knows what the definition of a woman is. People can be cats and dogs and trees, and that's what happens in the grays.
There's a gray area. Go ahead, love.
If you ever got an A-, you're living in the gray.
Go ahead, love. And anyone can talk and interrupt it. Go ahead.
The problem is that men are viewing women through the lens of being objects. You guys prove it. When you say
Bullshit,
things
God.
like pregnancy is the most ultimate form of submission, who's not to say that a woman doesn't have a child to continue her own lineage and her own bloodline? And guess what? If that
Bitch,
woman,
can you give birth to a child without a man's sperm? No, you can't. How are you going to continue her lineage without him?
has a child with a man, it's that woman that's going to raise that child up. She could raise that child up to hate the father. And you guys judge yourselves to a different standard than what you judge.
Then it goes back to what the point is that women suck if they can't give birth to a kid or raise that kid properly. Why would you raise that child to hate piece of him?
Women, and I think that's the problem. It's okay in your eyes for a man to be promiscuous, but when a woman does it, it's a character.
Yeah, but it's okay for you to view a man as a money machine, an ATM. So don't you not view men as objects when you expect them to protect, provide, produce, and die for you? But he can't look at you as an object, as something to pass down his lineage. I'm telling you, these are the feminist Marxists that are out here in this environment. I don't care what they look like. I don't care if they look good or pretty. I don't care if they're ugly than a duck. That's what they sound like.
Flaw, but when you do it, it's just, oh, that's just how I am. You're looking for a subordinate. You're not looking
Men
for
and
a
women
partner.
are not equal. Men and women are not equal.
Women
so
are
this
better than men.
ideology is
They're not.
ridiculous.
When if
Okay,
all
so
the
we are not
women,
held to the
if
same
all
standard.
the women died today, there would be no more life on Earth. If all the men died, there's sperm in a sperm bank somewhere. We already went through this. Men and women
you
are
can
not
store your
equal.
eggs.
Women
You
are
store
the
your eggs
carriers.
This is where
somewhere.
I'm going to
Women
cut
are
in.
the carriers of life.
Your
Women
And if somebody decides to blow up all that sperm, what's going to happen? So this is where now we're going to get into my slide. Let's go into this, right? If women decided to replace men with machines and take on artificial sperm. Scenario one: women replace men with machines and artificial sperm. Can women easily replace men in this scenario? Technically speaking, sperm banks already exist. Artificial sperm creation using stem cells is being researched but not perfected. Sperm doesn't equal a father. We can reproduce without a man, but the role of men in society goes far beyond reproduction, protection, infrastructure, innovation, labor, leadership, etc. Let me switch up right there, right quick. Let me change up this into that. And there we go. Most soldiers, engineers, mechanics, and constructions are male. In crisis, war, disaster, machines do not step in to load, lead, protect, or adapt. Humans do, right? I don't think machines in a war disaster can step in, lead, protect, or adapt. Remember, the machine is limited to what it's programmed to do. So machine doesn't have moral judgment, common sense, analytical, logic, nor spiritual. You understand? Men drive the bulk of high-risk innovation. Historically, most high-risk for high-reward technologies and exploration have been male-led. Outcome if women try to replace men. They might technologically continue the species, but not the civilization as we know it. We risk our society to collapse or stagnation due to lack of male labor and leadership in many core systems, energy, transport, security, etc. So no, it wouldn't be easy or wise to replace men expect continuity. Because even if you replace them with, like, say, the Elon Musk bot, the men have to be the fail-safe to stop those Elon bots or AI bots when they become haywire or become out of hand, right? Scenario two: men replace women with viroids that can give birth. Can men easily replace women in this scenario? Technically speaking, artificial wombs are being developed, some success in animal trials. Creating a functioning female reproductive substitute is biologically far more complex than generating sperm. Carrying, nurturing, and birthing a child requires an entire internal ecosystem. It's not just mechanical. Logically and historically, women are not just wombs. They provide emotional, cultural, relational stability, especially in early childhood. In most scenarios, they are the core of early child rearing and community cohesion, right? Outcome: if men try to replace women, even if possible, it will require God-tier technology to create fully autonomous, nurturing, replicating machines. Societies will suffer psychologically and culturally. You can maintain population, but not family, community, or human empathy as we know it, right? So, in other words, human beings would become like these lesser form golems. You know what I'm saying? Mechanical golems walking around. You feel me? Right? So, it's a balance. Like, you do need both of each other. The thing that the women are trying to do is they're trying to remove the man from that position of leadership and power. You know what I'm saying? Right? Which is going to be haywire in the end. And I'm going to show you that in a bit. Biological reproduction can be imitated, but civilization is built on complementary roles. Women carry and nurture life, men defend, build, and innovate. Replace one entirely, and you don't just lose a person, you lose a pillar of function in human society. Machines can stimulate function, but not spirit, drive, sacrifice, or sacrifice. And those are what make human beings irreplaceable, as like I said earlier. All right, so we're gonna get into that next. That's gonna be the next slide. We're gonna go back to this. Oh no. Add that up there. All right, so let's get to it.
And are the teachers of the next generation. It's the woman. If that woman raises up her son to hate his father, guess who the fuck he gonna ride for?
I need clarification.
He gonna ride for his mom.
And she said the quiet part out loud. This is why a lot of black men don't respect black male authority, because a lot of black women have raising their sons to hate their father, which would in turn hate themselves. This is what happens when you keep saying a nation raises no higher than the woman, right? Because the woman now is going to take that as if, well, I don't need a man to raise these children because these children raise no higher than me, right? If the nation raises no higher than the woman raises no higher than a man's authority, instruction, guidance, and leadership. I don't know why the fuck Cheeky Banter is laughing. I don't know how that's funny.
One second, please, because I'm going to put y'all in the middle, not for you to fight, not for you. Whoa, damn. Not for you to fight, but for you to actually have a chance to go on the back and forth. I just want to make sure to ask this to Love. So you are telling that women are better than men, right?
No, can I say this? I'm saying that men are viewing women up through the lens of being an object.
I got you.
That women are better than men. You literally just said that.
One second, love. I got you.
They don't want to equal.
No,
you literally just said that.
No, 1 second, please.
They want a woman's loyalty, but they don't want to give loyalty. That's what
love. You are love. You are going to remember when I asked, let's answer questions. You said women are. No, it's fine. We're having a conversation.
Let me finish my thought. She interrupted me.
No,
Did you get picked yet?
Love.
No, you didn't.
1 second, please. It's because you are drifting. If I'm asking,
let me show you. See how I'm able to view these women? All you gotta do is put them in a space where they're uncomfortable.
We not get the question answered. You said this. Please confirm or reframe it, right? You said that women are better than men. Is that? Do you believe in that?
That's on a tangent. She brought the superiority.
Do you believe in that or not?
What I said, the point that I wanted to make.
No. You can say no. Listen, you have to talk with each other. Just say no. You don't believe in that, right?
They're equal but different. They have different strengths.
That's not what I asked. Please. First you said they are better, and now you're saying they're equal and different.
They
Make
are
a
more
make
necessary
1
to
second, please.
sustain
Make a
life on the
definitive.
planet. So yes,
Make
they
a
are the
make.
superior being.
She's proving Fatty's point earlier. He's trying to get her to be black and white. She's trying to stay in that gray area. So she's proving Fatty's point.
Women are the superior being. They carry life
I
into
can
the
talk
earth.
with you.
Are you
Love,
gonna let him ask the question?
love, 1 second. I can talk to you if you can. Love, like last time I tried. You are an adult, right? Do you maintain the claim that women are better than men? Yes or no?
I would say this: they are more necessary than men to sustain life and to create
You
life.
just
So
said
that
That's a yes or no
human life
question.
is the most important
Can't
thing
go
on
off
this
on a
planet.
tangent without
The
answering him
woman
So yes.
is more important than a man.
So
That's
yes.
ridiculous. And
So
this is
yes.
why we don't want a gray
Obviously.
area.
Thank you. Just say yes.
Women
Shit.
are better. Women
Just say
are
yes.
superior. That's why men
Fine.
chase
It's
women. That's why
fine.
sperm swim to the
It's
egg.
fine.
Who's my favorite streamer? Team Fatty. Yeah.
It's fine. It's fine. We're not trying to fight you on that. Okay. So yes.
Can I ask this question though? Why do men view women as an object? Why do they view the woman as less than them? Why
When
is
did
it
men say? When did men say that?
Let me finish my question.
When did a man
Why
say
do
that they
men
view
see it
women
as
as an
okay
object?
for
When did a
themselves to
man say it?
participate in certain behaviors,
When did
but
a
when a
man
woman
say
does it,
it?
it's wrong?
When did a man say that? When did a
They
man
said
say
it
that
when they
women are
said
objects?
when they compared a promiscuous woman to a cheating man, and it's not the
That
same
Men
doesn't
thing.
make
don't
her an
cheat.
object.
Men
The
don't
That doesn't
cheat.
make her an
of a
object.
Men
cheating
don't
man
cheat.
is a cheating woman, not a
Men
promiscuous
hold on.
woman.
do not
So
cheat.
obviously they
Well,
hold themselves to higher
No,
standards
men
than
do
what
yeah,
they
not
well,
hold
cheat.
everyone else to. Because if they held it to the same
What is your
standard, they would have said a
question? You
cheating woman
keep
with a
running
cheating
your
man, but they
mouth.
didn't say
Who's
yeah,
that.
supposed to have a
They
dialogue with
said a
you?
promiscuous man.
You
I'm
are
just saying,
yeah.
sitting
So
up
what's
here
not
all by
clocking to you?
yourself.
It's
You
not
just
clocking
running
to
All
you.
the
your
comments should
mouth.
be fatty McFat, fatty. Fat. Oh, look how fat.
Can y'all chill, please?
They clearly don't see us as the same.
Oh,
They
you're
want
not
somebody
going
to
to
submit to
hey.
them. No, they don't see us as equal.
No, bitch, because you're not. Over here looking like a light-skinned Olmec head.
They see us as
Over here looking like Freddie Flintstone in the face.
objects.
Hey, your vein popping out your forehead.
Buckle up, everyone. It's time for some super chats.
Mel and Love are going to have the chance to finish the back and forth, and then we go to the main event of the super chats. I will not ask this again, please, friends. If we are grown-ups, we need to let each other finish our sentences, and we need to engage on the conversation. If we're going to talk about the clouds, I can put y'all on the screen and you do a monologue just by yourself. Okay? This is for you, Love.
Thank
this is for you.
Love is a crazy bitch. Do not get her pregnant. Do not date. Let her date a dyke or a butch. You know what I'm saying?
You, Love. I want to hear your I know. I want to hear your voice. I want you to engage with the people. But if you're going to go on a monologue and we're like, there's nothing we can do, right? Keys, $5. Shalom. I guess. Sorry, Portuguese atheist. My bad. Thank you very much for the $2. Doris, she offered one Untouchable membership. I appreciate it.
Untouchable Empire, baby.
Thank you very much, Doris. She offered another membership for the Untouchable Empire, baby.
Untouchable Empire, baby.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you. We have Dottie Girl from the United Kingdom saying great show, Fatty. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. We got my boy Boogie in the building. Say Fatty link. Crowded show, friends. I'm going to drop the link on the second hour, but the nightclub is full. I don't know if I can get you in. Okay. Thank you very much, Boogie. I appreciate you. Thank you very much. My boy Chef Chopinho with the membership. Obrigado, irmão. I appreciate it. He says very good things about Cheeky, I think, on the super chat. So salute to you, brother.
Untouchable Empire, baby.
OG in the building saying, Dame, that would make guys go to college. Prostitutes will be working overtime. Dope.
Them gigs that would make guys go to college, prostitutes would be working overtime, though. I wonder what you were saying that in reference to.
Thank you very much. We have more 19 to go. Chef Chopinho with $5. He says, other folks, YouTube opinions aside, me and this man Cheeky broke bread and beer with my son at the table. Good.
Shout out to you, Chef.
Shout out to you, Chef, and shout out to the sponsor of the show, Carl Anderson, with the 5 untouchable memberships for the Untouchable Empire. Baby. And I can find my clips, but it's
I
fine.
believe that there's multiple so-called black leaders who believe that they are untouchable.
The Untouchable Empire, baby.
Thank you very much, Carl. I appreciate you. Sophisticated jerk in the building saying checkmate Cheeky is what they call him. Oh, Cheeky actually got the checkmate today. Jeff Opinion, $5 says checkmate banter live. Thank you very much, Sophisticated jerk and Chef Opinion, Shadow Dragon in the building saying love and tyranny on the panel is chaos. Hey Tyranny, I need to talk to you during the week when this is less crowded because Tyranny needs to go to the north. Like we need to take Tyranny to rehab because oh my God, Tyranny, that's crazy. I love you, Tyranny. Striking Rich, £5. Rich from.
This is what I'm saying. This thing that this brother made right here. Well, he said, I think he meant women don't care about how promiscuous a man is. That's why Chris Brown had a bunch of women following him to his hotel in Manchester like zombies. So, like, women, y'all don't care about a nigga being promiscuous. I think y'all just want that man to be in a monogamitis or catch the case of monogamitis to keep him trapped or controlled. Another way to control the nigga. Men have never been monogamous up until now, or up until the recent past centuries, up until the 1800s, during the Victorian age. And it was really to benefit y'all.
From the United Kingdom, he says, women care about how promiscuous a man is. That's why Chris Brown and a bunch of women following him in his hotel in Manchester like zombies. I saw that shit. I saw that shit.
What about the men that follow Meg? Same thing, same difference.
Yeah. Wait, do you saw like like 30 men?
You've never seen a crowd of
30 men running away.
That's because women don't give access to pussy like that. But if they felt like they had a chance to fuck Meg the Stallion, hell yeah, they'd be following.
You think that Meg the Stallion? Just to make sure. So you think that Meg the 1 second? I have a question.
Hold on. If any chick was given access to box like that, they're gonna follow that bitch to get pussy. Once they get to the pussy, they gone. They're not gonna keep following the bitch after they tap that ass. Let's go to Chat GBT right quick. All right. We break down what I mean. What's the hormone that after a man gets boxed from a woman that has sex with a chick, he no longer wants to be with that chick, or he's repulsed by that chick, or he wants to go away? What's that hormone called? So, key players in male post-sex attachment. Dopamine, raw reward and pleasure. During sex, dopamine spikes. After orgasm, dopamine levels crash. This can lead to post-nut clarity or even sudden loss of emotional attachment or attraction. Prolactin, role, release after orgasm in men, associated with sexual satisfaction and the refractory period. The time after ejaculation when men lose interest in sex temporarily. High prolactin is linked with decreased desire and emotional withdrawal. This is a strong candidate for that I want to get away feeling. Oxytocin, role bonding and attachment. Men release much less oxytocin than women during sex. If a man isn't emotionally connected before sex, the oxytocin effect is minimal, which explains why many men can detach afterward. Vasopressin, role, pair bonding in men. Similar to oxytocin, but more active in men. If a man has low vasopressin bonding, especially after casual sex, he may feel no attachment, even repulsion, especially if he regrets the encounter. Oh, so he can regret the encounter. Damn. Right. So my question: somebody on the panel said that a lot of men follow Meg Thee Stallion, right? They open with Chris Brown. Women don't care about Chris Brown being promiscuous because there's a lot of women that follow him like zombies to a hotel, right? So they tried to use Meg Thee Stallion and how men follow Meg Thee Stallion. They then switched it up and said that if Meg Thee Stallion were to give box or have access to box, a lot of men would follow her. But That's the logic, but that's the thing. If she's given access to her box, of course the men are going to follow her. It's their biological nature to have sex with her. But after they have sex with her, all these hormones are pushed, they're not going to follow her anymore. Would that be correct? Women who obsess over Chris Brown aren't just driven by lust. They're often emotionally attached, fantasizing about status, protection, love, or being chosen by a high-value man. Their oxytocin systems make them bond emotionally, just by imagining intimacy so they remain attached even after or without sex. Ooh. So they can imagine that shit. And the hormones will kick. Men follow Meg Thee Stallion because of lust, not bonding. A man might chase Megan because of sexual attraction and fantasy, but if she gave him the box, the sexual chase is complete. After he climaxes, prolactin rises, dopamine crashes, and there's no bond formed if there wasn't one before. So he likely loses interest, and in many cases may even feel repulsed and emotionally neutral. This is the difference between men and women that love and a lot of feminists don't want to address. All right, let's continue.
Question. So you think Meg Thee Stallion doesn't give away a pussy like that?
Oh,
Not
yes,
to
she
no
does.
regular ass dude.
Oh,
Chris
yes, she
Brown
does.
has a higher chance of fucking some random groupie than Meg Thee
Nicki
Stallion
Minaj is with a prison bird, Nick bitch.
does. Obviously, she goes for men with status, with money that match her economically, socially, and have the same amount of
Meg Thee Stallion is a hood bitch. What are you talking about?
things that she has. But let's be honest, men fuck random women all the time. Back in the days, you could get as a woman.
Yes.
The king could say, "Oh, I want to make you my mistress. I want to make you my concubine." Shit, he might even make you the queen if you fuck him good enough. But yeah, like the
What are you talking about? You're just making up shit now.
access and proximity to sex is much more closer for those girls and Chris Brown than it is for some random dude and Megan Thee Stallion. And even though
So you destroyed your point. If it's difficult for men to get sex from Megan Thee Stallion, how are a lot of men following her?
Megan Thee Stallion has such a history, dudes still lust over her. They still thirst over her.
Just smash.
Come on now. If Meg Thee Stallion really came down and said, "I'm going to give you a chance," what man in his right mind is going to say no?
They're going because they know it's going to be easy to get. Because she's already displayed that it's not difficult to get in between her legs. It's not hard to get in between her legs.
No, I'm gonna say no.
You a lying motherfucker, cheeky banter. If Meg Thee Stallion shook her ass in front of your face, did the twerking, voodoo twerking dance in your face, you're going, nigga, you're hunching, and you're getting her pregnant 10 times over, cheeky banter. You're lying motherfucker, you.
Forgive her.
not a team.
And they're gonna want to be
No.
seen publicly with her.
Wait, one second. Little back, 1 second, please. Little back book, I'll bring you in a second. And I didn't forget the one-on-one, right? So, love, is there any value in a woman not being promiscuous or not being a hoe? Do you see any value in that?
Value in anyone.
No, love,
Not just
please.
women,
Love,
but
love. Listen, love. You have to listen to me. I'm trying to engage with you, right? Do you yourself think that a woman loses her value if she fucks anybody and everybody?
I think she loses her value if she goes against her own moral standards. If she just
Oh my god, this whole moral standard shit is the gray area shit, because when you say so listening comprehension is important, right? When you say your own moral standing, you can shift your own moral standing, right? So say objectively, everybody's moral standing was according to the Bible. It's a word that's written. You can't flip flop and put that in a gray area. That's very black and white, because your moral standard is based on the word of God, based on biblical text. If you're just saying your own moral standing, you should shift that shit like a fish changes their gender. You know what I'm saying?
Question. That's not the question. That wasn't the question.
And they're pressuring her, then yes, she lost her value. But if she wanted to fuck all those people, like Meg the Stallion, who wanted to fuck all those people, nobody tricked her, that was of her own volition, then no, I don't think she loses her value. Does a man lose his value with every woman he fucks?
No.
Men and women are not equal.
Okay. So if a man
no, so let me explain that reason why. That's no. Because it's a man's biological nature to get as many women pregnant. You understand? So that doesn't take away his value. He's supposed to build civilization. What's up, Rogue? It's my cat meowing. Rogue. 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 You gotta come up here, man. Rogue. Rogue. I don't know if y'all can hear me on. Come here. Rogue. Rogue. He meowing for me, but he won't come to my voice, so I'm gonna leave him where he at.
has 1,000 bodies. Okay, so if a man has 1,000 bodies for you, he doesn't lose any value, right?
It depends. It depends.
Ma'am, you can't say it depends. You can't say it depends. You can't say it depends. Then you can't.
I'm going to do the yes face. And I'll be like, this is crazy.
So y'all never gonna nail her down, bro. She a catfish.
I'm not no catfish. Who just said that?
Nobody was me.
You
It was me.
Mama drama.
You know who said
By the court system.
No.
You know who said
This is yesterday's show. This is not today's show.
We
Okay,
can bring it to today.
We definitely can't. Don't take the hills in
If y'all want to see, if y'all want to see Fantastic versus Love, you have to go to the show yesterday. Just in time, $5. Mr. Fantastic, I'll cash app you $20 if you destroy love arguments for the rest of the show, because she about to give me a migraine. HQ
Justin is
in
a
the
woman
building.
hater. He's another woman hater.
HQ in the building saying this is wild. Shout out to the Hyena clan. Damn. This is the first time that Jazzy is pissed off and it was the woman that did it. Win for us. Shout out to y'all, ladies. Misty with one Untouchable membership. I appreciate you. Thank you very much, ladies.
The Untouchable Empire, baby.
We have HQ back again saying TK, my girl. I don't know what that means, but thank you very much, HQ. Shout out to the sponsor of the show, Carl Anderson, in the building, saying, is that the Jazz from Anton show? She is.
Oh, no. I call him a cat, but
thank you very much. We have HQ back again saying, keeping it a buck. What is TK?
Melanin? That's what Melanin got on her name. She got TK.
Oh,
TK.
Melanin. Don't let them bully you.
Man, Melanin got them titties up there, man.
Melanin can fight
Melon?
back. Yeah, she has an MTK.
She could be a Serafina. She hasn't displayed them traits yet. You know what I'm saying? Serafina, you don't know who she is, or she don't reveal herself so easy. So
is Chef Shopping $5?
About that don't make sense.
Remember what I said. Let's get to it. Let's get back to it. Like, share, and subscribe.
Oh, that can't make sense. That can't make sense. You know that can't make sense.
No, but it's her because it's the name.
She supports Melanin. She supports. Oh my lord,
no. Like we don't believe it.
HQ old. Shout out to HQ.
Yeah,
shout out to HQ being inconsistent as usual. Shout out.
Yeah,
to
she's a shapeshifter. Chef Chopinho says, irmão, orgulho de você. O número de inscritos não importa. O que conta é o engajamento das pessoas. Obrigado. Muito obrigado. Muito obrigado. 100 mil. Send me a
Translate, motherfucker.
What did
Nah,
I
wait.
say?
He's living
That was nice. What did he say?
Do you notice I don't stutter?
That
You're
was
lucky.
so good.
You're lucky. My voice gets deeper when I talk Portuguese.
What did he say?
Brother, I am proud of you. The number of subscribers doesn't matter. What it matter is the engagement of the people, and we have a full house today. More than 400 people watching the show, so I truly appreciate you. Thank you.
I love
Shout out to me. HQ Reacts $2 says tyranny. Me and Tyranny really have to talk. Robert Platinum $2. Jazz burnt roast beef love. Light skin roast beef.
Robert, you're not even an option for me. I wouldn't even spit on you if you were on fire. It's not. This roast beef is not.
Would you piss on him if he was on fire?
I wouldn't even shit. I wouldn't.
Because Robert is about that life. You better leave Robert.
Pay him to leave me alone. I'm so serious. I pay him to go away.
Man, with the way your face look, bitch, you lucky if he look your way.
HQ Reacts with $5 saying having a baby is just having a baby. Woman have dusty beta males babies all the time. She's still gonna talk her talk. No submission at all. Yeah, that's the HQ I know. We have 10 to go. HQ says women are not submitting. Men don't want to do what it takes to get submitted. Robert Platinum. STIs had ravage these women's womb. Robert Bex again says love submits to a delicious bucket of Popeye.
Oh my bad.
Not to you. You wouldn't be here if the woman
love.
She going at Jazz like that now?
I'm not talking to her. I'm talking to Robert.
She's talking to
her.
Yeah, but y'all been up here disrespecting men the whole day, so y'all can't get mad if they start throwing jokes at y'all.
So up discontention between us.
I never said anything bad about
Don't
that
hold it
one.
back, Jazz. Jazz, don't help her.
Don't say it.
No.
These things cause problems.
Jazz has a question after I finish the super chats, and then I'll give 5 minutes for Mel and for Love to have whatever they was having before. HQ $2 saying Black Book taking men to school. Yes. He's on the back, but he will pull up in a second. HQ Reacts $2. Take them to school. Black Book. Shout out to my boy Black Book. He's in the building. Chef comes in with another untouchable membership. I appreciate
Untouchable Empire, baby.
Thank you very much, Chef. We have my girl HQ says Black Book and Cheeky give me hope. The rest of y'all toss ourselves amongst the concrete stair
and go back
with ends tied. Oh my God! Did you say that we should throw ourselves from a staircase with our ends tied? That's crazy. Jesus Christ!
Red 3 months ago, but
HQ to the $2. I in a clan. Let's go. I got one girl coming with us. Carl Anderson with a $20 all. Shout out to Carl Anderson.
Here you go, sir. $20. Get yourself some food to eat.
If by food you mean drugs, then hell yeah, bitch. I'm about to get fucked up.
Who made these AIs? Let me get some money and make some AIs, man. I'm gonna roast all you white dudes. You just hope. You just hope and pray I don't get don't figure out how to use the AI.
Carly says ladies first, ladies second, ladies forever. Thank you very much, Carl. We have Doughboy in the building, and he is back with the untouchable emoji. Shout out to you, brother.
Oh Lord.
I appreciate you. Thank you very much for being here. Donnell, my brother Donnell says, Jazz said on and on show that she was a virgin.
Oh. People say a lot of
I
things.
never said that. What?
Oh shit.
I've never. What?
She said you are lying, Donnell.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I didn't know that was you, baby. I don't.
Why can it reach?
And Jazz is not an ugly girl. In my opinion, she's the finest chick up there. Between her and
$2
TK. You know what I'm saying?
Saying Maggie's sexy and talented. Damn, inflation is real. And finally, we have my brother Boogie. He's saying shout out to Fatty Ali, Damon, Melanin, and Jazz. The only one I like to look at but disagree with 100%. Shout out for my boy Boogie. Thank you very much for tagging us on all our clips, sir. I appreciate you. Thank you very much for all the support. And we got my boy Jet Live with 10 untouchable memberships. Thank you very much. Those are $50. Salute, salute, salute.
$50 for lobster? Damn.
It's okay, baby. You got this.
Bitch, you AI. You ain't that special. Hey, did you know I saved 50% on my car insurance by switching to Geico?
Well, I just made this $50 AI animation to not give a fuck.
So we are going to go back, but first, Jess, what was the question that you had real quick? Back and forth, and then we go to the
Yo, Melanin Legacy, man. Never meet you in real life. Just know what's going down.
main event. Go ahead.
Don't worry about it. I was just gonna.
No. You can actually voice your grievances. It's fine.
I was just gonna ask, like, why do so many people pay in these super chats to like say mean things? But that's just a me thing, trying to figure it out. It's just weird. Calling women roast beef, saying derogatory statements like unprovoked. It's like, are y'all okay? Are y'all deprived of that much attention that you have to go out your way to pay to talk shit? Like,
That's
I don't
like, baby,
that's
You're a beautiful woman, and
that's
you
a
would
side of our
never
conversation. It's just interesting to me.
Yeah, the shit people say for free is way worse, baby. It's
just weird. It's like
so Jazz, I will tell you this, right? And I think I had this conversation with you before. That's when it comes to the game. If you want to see
it's the game.
People, if you like, because this we think that this is just like this space. Go and see the comments of the public offender dude when we went to his show, and go see the comment. I literally posted on my community tab for the members, people that were very close to us at a certain point on the comments. We try to expand, we're trying to get out of here, we try not to be messy and all that shit. Go to the comments, call us pedophiles and all that. So this is what comes with the game. So it's not personal, and especially you are in the making for a while. If we want to make it on this space, the comments are the comments. The chat is the chat. Chiki got a clip posted of him a couple of weeks. The chat is the chat. The internet is the internet. Shout out to Angry Man. It is what it is. Comes with the territory.
It was just
it comes with the it comes with the territory, Jazz, because even Jesus had haters.
If Jesus can't save these hoes, why are you trying? What make you think you greater than Jesus?
I agree. It's interesting to see how so much people.
Jazz, you don't got Twitter? You don't got Twitter, Jazz?
It's called negging. They're
get you a Twitter, Jazz. Jazz, get a Twitter.
I don't want to get a Twitter if it's nothing but negativity. You know what I'm saying?
This is life.
They're gonna hate.
Life.
Yeah, that's
either way.
That's just life. So shout out to Princess Cammy, one of the untouchable finest. Salute to the beautiful people. Great show.
All right, so I'm gonna just go through the slides from here on out now. Maybe I should go a little bit more. Yeah, so I'm gonna go to some of the more arguments they said. Then I'm gonna go into the
Is that Cammy?
Yeah, that's Princess Cammy. Absolutely.
Cammy.
Yes, Princess Cammy. Shout out to Cammy, and then Paper Trail Shorty saying, "Ooh wee." I appreciate you. Thank you very much. Shout out to Jet Life for truly supporting and rocking with us. He says, "Ladies first." So, Melanin and Love, do you have anything to say? Because I stopped the fight because I don't like just fighting for fighting. There's actually
music.
Damn,
I
who
kind
got
of feel like Melanie is a pick me. I feel like she's pandering. I do. I feel like she's pandering.
That's Cheeky. Cheeky, what the hell are you?
Cheeky, what's going on, Cheeky?
Damn, Cheeky is a band over there.
Goddamn Mardi Gras, Cheeky. What the fuck? Cheeky, damn Mardi Gras, ain't it? And don't ask 37 questions in a row.
Yes.
What proof? This is one question. What proof outside of because the Bible says so do you have that the man is the head? Like, what in your life lets you know that?
Men have built this world, not women. Is that good enough for you?
But
Yep.
every man, there
Is that
can't
good
be
enough
a
for you?
man.
Yes or no? Is that good enough
No,
for
it's
you?
not
Yes
good
or
enough
no? Okay.
because it's
What's your
not good
next
enough
question?
because every man comes from a woman. There is no man without a woman.
Can
Period.
you make a child without a man? Yes or
I
no?
could make it with his
Yes or
sperm. He
no?
doesn't even need to
Yes
be
or
there
no?
physically.
Isn't
It's
that a
bad.
man
Where does the sperm come from, you dumb bitch?
sperm? That is
You
a
can
man's
make it with
sperm.
his sperm. He doesn't have to be
His
present physically.
sperm. His sperm. So you
Right.
can't get it done by
So
yourself.
one is not better
And
than
if
the
your
other.
egg
They're
is not
both
fertilized, they
necessary.
don't mean nothing. His
That's what
sperm
you
is
say.
actually alive.
So let's go to Chat GPT right quick. I'm gonna break it down. I'm gonna break it down. I'm gonna break it down. With all that's being said in this discussion that we had, are men better than women? Uh, Based on what you described, they are better than them in work. Everything that you listed to me, ChatGPT, proves that men are better than women in work. Give me the female equivalent to any of this in here that proves to me that men are not better than women when it comes to work, their value, and what they can do and handle. When you talk about handling the weight of the world, can women do that? So this is why you gotta check Chat GBT by my ass, right? Now you want to define work. So that means men are better historically. Nurse and clerical, and men can do these same things. Look, you can't provide emotional support if there's no food, no roof, no law, and no protection. Emotional labor depends on physical structure labor, and the latter has always been carried by men. So now you switched it to men are better people. Men have to be better people if they're willing to sacrifice for a world. But when we know women won't make that sacrifice, they'd rather sacrifice for themselves than for the entire community. Men will do that. So men are better people. Men are better than women in all these categories. I don't know why we're afraid to just say that. Then you said that something to the effect of the world being softened and structured by men first. When is the world ever going to get softened? Right? Even in a softer society, women still need men to maintain it. And then you said women dominate in nursing. Men can do these things too. Men can teach young children. Men can do clerical and administrative support, human resource, beauty, fashion, and social media. Most of the fashion and in the beauty industry are dominated by men. They might be gay, but they're still men. When it comes to nursing, men do that too. Remember, nursing is very physical, taxing, and demanding, and strenuous because you got to pick people up. So men dominate that shit too. Like everything you put before me, men are better people, and they're better at work things. I don't know why we're afraid to say that. Why are you afraid to piss women off? See, ChatGPT know I'm right. Like, look at this. Like, come on, bro. Like, we're afraid to admit. And see, you gotta challenge ChatGPT sometimes, right? We're afraid to say these things out loud because we don't want to admit, we don't want to hurt women's feelings. I don't give a shit. So let's go back to this.
Literally said the women were superior.
Yeah, that's what
They
you said.
are
You said the
superior
woman was
because they're
superior.
more necessary, but it takes two to create
No, they're not
life.
more
No, not
necessary.
really.
They are more necessary. You
I just broke down with ChatGPT, and I might do a live video about that tomorrow.
cannot have a baby without a womb. Period.
You cannot have a baby without sperm.
Okay, but once the
And
sperm
hold on, I don't know
is
if you
there,
know
you
this.
don't
Wait,
need
wait,
Why
the
is it a
man.
competition?
You need
We're
the woman
equally
at every
valued,
step.
guys.
There's
She
not
made the
hard.
claim.
You're independent.
No.
You don't need the woman.
We don't
Hey,
make
one
it a
second. Hey, one second.
There is no competition.
Because she made the claim. Nobody was saying men and women are better or worse. She literally said women are better than men. And the question now is why? This is a
Can
question.
I just say something?
Because they
Absolutely.
I just want to say, like I respectfully, like I see both sides, but I just have to just respectfully disagree because the idea, the truth of the matter is that, you know, value isn't determined by gender. It's shaped by like humanity.
What? If I'm not mistaken, doesn't gender determine the value or value determined by gender? If each gender brings something valuable to the table based upon their capability and abilities? And see, this is why a man is valuable for what he does, because men do think the shit that men do is very vital for a civilization to keep moving. Oh boy.
The contributions that you put out into the world, your character, the roles that you play in your family.
That's not true.
Yeah.
Can you let her finish, please? God damn it, love. Love,
wasn't-
you
that wasn't
love,
love.
love,
That wasn't love.
no, love. It's just like restrain yourself.
That was
Like,
Melanin, though.
That was me. I'm sorry.
oh, wait. You know what, friends? I want to apologize to love. I don't know where I was going. I was looking at my phone. Love,
Stupid.
I am stupid, and I apologize. You guys can go ahead and finish your statement. Go ahead, Jess. I was looking down. And Melanie, you better watch it. Go ahead, Jess.
Thank you. So like I was saying, like I don't understand like the who's more valuable conversation when we're
I
both
see the
equally
game Fatty
valuable to each
playing up
other.
there.
It's not a competition, and we don't rise in progress by diminishing one another. Like
So, love, why the fuck are you agreeing with it? Why y'all shaking your damn head?
the true progress happens when we recognize that both women and men are valuable, and then our strength and collaboration.
No, there's one man that's more valuable than the women. One gender is more valuable than the woman because, or let me say it properly. One gender is more valuable than the other one because of the task that the male gender is doing. The male gender has a heavier toll or heavier responsibility in society than the female gender, right? Now, we respect the female gender because she has to nurture the children, but she cannot nurture the children unless men build the infrastructure to make it safe for her to do that. Yo, to the Nation of Islam people, this is y'all fault because y'all like to take Malcolm X's quote out of context where he says, a nation raises no higher than its woman. Because, or when you teach a man, you teach an individual, but when you teach a woman, you teach a nation. Because right there, you take away the value from the men, and now the women are trained to look at the men as not valuable. The woman will never raise no higher than her man. The nation will raise no higher than the woman, and the woman will raise no higher than the man's authority and his instructions and his infrastructure that he brings. So I blame a lot of y'all boomers from that generation, man. Y'all taught these women this shit, especially the boomer men. Y'all taught them this feminine shit, and you reinforced it. So.
Is what's valuable, not the hierarchy. Women have historically been the backbone of like movements, families, economies, culture, and often doing it with the least support. You know what I'm
What
saying?
are you talking
So like
about?
for raising children.
A lot of the black women during the Panther movement, if it wasn't for them brothers, you couldn't be able to. You couldn't do what you was able to do. Same thing with civil rights. What are you talking about?
Children, holding our households together, leading innovation.
Monologuing.
Like, yes, there are men. We know that our men have the brunt and the brawn to build, but we also know that women contribute to advancements of society as well. We've contributed greatly. I don't think it's a
just let her land, y'all. Please let her finish.
Yeah, but
let her finish. Fantastic.
Okay.
I know, but just let her finish. Just let her, please.
I'm done.
And then,
okay, well, okay, so
what,
all the things you're saying though that they're afforded to you by men.
You
can't provide for the children without the men protecting and building things for you to do.
Thank you.
You can't contribute anything to the culture and all these things without men providing you the safety. You
So
can't do any of the things.
I agree with you. I'm not trying to say what I bring is better. We need
You
each
just
other
did.
for those reasons.
Hear me out though, but still there's so hold on. You're still admitting to the point of where one allows.
Because here's the thing: if we go with that logic, fantastic, then that would mean that okay, well then who is a man without a woman's womb to continue his life?
He's a man. He's always a man. He's a man regardless.
I'm not refuting
His
that.
value is in.
Yeah, so I'm not refuting the biological. What we're saying is,
I like she just shut up when the man talking, nigga.
Is once we're here, right, and even in that, right, the man is like you said. If you had one man and 100 women, society continues, right? You got one woman and 100 men. You see what I'm saying? So the man can literally see the earth, right? You have a few men, you can keep population going. You need far less men. That shows how important.
This is proven with a anthill. So let me ask ChatGPT that. ChatGPT, would an anthill be able to survive without the male drones? Look at this. Drones aren't involved in colony maintenance, but without drones, the queen cannot reproduce after her sperm stores are depleted. Queens usually mate once or in one season with multiple drones and store sperm for years. Also, she mates with the multiple drones and then store the sperm that she got for them for multiple years. However, no drones, no fertilized queens. Extinction of the colony line in long term. So while the day-to-day survival of a colony appears female-driven, which is why feminists love using ants as metaphors, the long-term genetic survival and expansion still depends entirely on male biological input. So even amongst insects, right? Insectoids, the male drones, if that dies, that colony is extinct. All right. Does that same thing apply for bees or wasps? So the female stores the sperm, the queen stores the sperm that she got from the male. So what if, say for example, a warring ant colony, the ops, is smart enough to kill one of the male drones? What would happen? Are we there? See, like, when you get somebody like me that will go research and look the shit up, I will break every feminist talking point. When anytime y'all can use nature all you want, man.
He is. The fact that one man could literally start a whole civilization and a whole thing, that's not the case with women. That's not.
Okay,
you can't,
well, and
a woman can only
that's what I'm
complain
saying. And
about
that's
one
what
man.
I'm saying. Like, instead of it's me over you, it's us together that makes this thing.
That doesn't.
We're not arguing that.
It can't be equal.
Why is there
Hold on, just real quick. It can't be equal because you are born with your value and the things that a man has to accumulate his value.
Baby, that's
it's
not
on, yes, it is. What are you talking about?
No, it's
You're not
not.
born. You're not born with your
Men are
value.
born.
Are
Men
you
are
born with your value?
Hold on,
Are you
Melanie.
born with value?
Hold on,
Men
Melanie.
are born-
Let her rebuttal. Let her rebuttal.
Men are born with value too. I don't understand why you all feel like.
Let me break that down, right? Are men and women human beings? Yes. Is that the value? Yes. But because of what men have to do to maintain society, we're not truly men or fulfill the value of what a man is unless we're protecting, providing, and producing not only just for ourselves, but for our community and society. If we don't do the shit that's necessary to be done, women are not capable of doing it. But men are most suited to do it. And if we don't do it, there's no civilization. So our value does come from what we do. But see, women did not, they're not in the position of men to do what we do, so they don't understand it. Yet they claim to have all this emotional intelligence.
People aren't born just because, like, I just don't get the whole competition.
What is our value exactly? What is our value exactly, Jess?
Yeah.
You're a human being born into this world. You're a valuable person by nature.
I'll get that to you, right? All human life is
valuable.
That's fair, right? But that's the thing. We know for a fact that we are all dripped up in Nike, and we have Samsungs and iPhones and computers and cameras because there's a tremendous amount of pain on the other side of the world where these people are producing this shit for us. So technically, they don't have no value at all, right? Even though we might want them to have value, there's a bunch of people starving and dying right now, and nobody gives a shit about them. So it kind of seems like our value is a little bit more than them because we deem so, right? When Melanie and Fantastic are saying is that the value that men have a lot of times is we maintain and make sure that the world is running. Women have value by putting our kids in this planet so we can have a next population and we keep going and going and going and going. So depending on the circumstance, some people are going to have value and other people are going to have another type of value, but with all the respect. If we had the same value, there wouldn't be no kids and women first. If we had the same value, there wouldn't be no man stay in Ukraine and the woman can leave and go whatever the fuck they want. If we had the same value, I wouldn't have to stand up for a woman just because she has titties and a vagina, right? So Jess, just for me to finish so you can get it. If you get into a train and you recognize that the baby life and the elderly life is more valuable than yours because you make special concessions just to have them around. Why, when we see an elderly woman, when we see a baby, saying that men and women have the same value is a little bit asinine. Because We don't deal like even though they might have the same value, I guarantee you, if a pregnant lady comes in, everybody's standing up because they deem that woman more valuable than the woman that doesn't have a kid on her belly, right? So
I
talking about reality versus
I didn't say that our value was equal. I'm just saying we both are, and it's not a competition
What are
on
you
who is more
saying?
valuable because
This is the
one
feminist
isn't
heart.
going to thrive
You
without the
cannot, the black
other.
man.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
You cannot. Do not pass go. This is her mindset. This is what she thinks. Right. This is the feminist Marxist hybrid. Do not do it. All right. So we're gonna go into the slides, right? Because I'm getting tired. So first thing, civilization is built and maintained and protected by the physical and mental dominance of men. Let's go. Testosterone and female biological ceiling. Testosterone basics. Men produce 300 to 1,000 ngdl, nanograms per deciliter. Women produce 15 to 70 ngdl, about 1/10 of the amount. This gap is not just about muscle. This gap is not just about muscle. It impacts aggression, dominance, behavior, explosiveness, risk tolerance, energy output, recovery rate, bone density, red blood cell production. All right. Ceiling cap for women. Even elite female athletes have testosterone below the male threshold, unless enhanced medically, doping. Natural born women cannot reach the male hormone range without synthetic injections, which bring side effects like deepened voice, infertility. Hold on, so let me take that off the screen. Give me 1 second. There we go. Infertility, organ stress, psychological instability. So, in other words, women cannot reach the male hormone range without synthetics. You know what I'm saying? And then it messes them up. Even the most naturally gifted woman without artificial enhancements will never match the average man's testosterone driven capacity for building, fighting, or surviving extreme physical stress. All right. Part two, could the strongest woman maintain or rebuild civilization? Let's now look at what civilization requires and whether female biology can match it. What civilization requires? To maintain or rebuild civilization after collapse, or even just to sustain modern life, you need heavy infrastructure, work, roads, power lines, bridges, sewage systems, energy harvesting, mining, oil drilling, nuclear plants, logistics, a transport, truck driving, loading cargo, railway work, military or physical protection, disaster response, firefighting, search and rescue, riot control, right? This is what it takes, right? These jobs are physically grueling, long hour intense, danger prone, testosterone fueled. Can the strongest woman do it alone? Short answer, no. Not at the necessary scale. Let's break it down, right? Workforce breakdown. The strongest woman, top 1%, might function in these roles, but still leaves the 99% of women who are biologically can't lift as much, don't have the same endurance or injury recovery rate, are more vulnerable to environmental exposure and toxins. Civilization isn't maintained by 1% of the people, it's maintained by millions of competent, capable bodies working together. Psychological and risk factor. Women biologically tend toward risk aversion, especially under long-term pressure. Fewer women are inclined to go into danger zones like collapsing buildings or chemical spills. Even in militaries, women are disproportionately represented in non-combat, non-physical roles. Population rebuilding, conflict. Here's a biological conflict most people ignore. The more testosterone a woman has, the less fertile she tends to be. So the most capable woman for survival may also be the least capable of reproduction, meaning population recovery collapse. You hear that? Rebuilding civilization means organizing logistics, construction with limited tools, farming, defending, building, fighting. This was done by mass armies of men in every era. Roman engineers, Viking builders, American settlers, World War II soldiers. Could the strongest woman do this in mass? No. There simply aren't enough with the strength, the resilience, the psychological will, and the biological fuel, testosterone, to sustain it. Conclusion. Factor. Testosterone ceiling, right? Cap. Strongest men, extremely high. Strength recovery, slower, lower max, faster, higher max. Physical labor scaling, low workforce pool, higher workforce pool. Right? So, that's what it is. America, China, Japan, UK all run on masculine infrastructure. Remove the strongest men and the lights go out, period. Even the strongest women can scale civilization, maintenance, or reconstruction because biology is the final law. And civilization is built on male biology and collective masculine sacrifice. Right? This is why I don't like men that try to defend or pick up women when they're speaking goofy.
Like if there's no women, if there are no women on earth and only men, it will self-destruct. And it's funny that you say that men are here to provide and protect and make sure everything is safe. The country, the world has been ran by men for so long. And the current state of affairs that we are,
as I just read, there's a reason why the world is keep on running, because the men keep it running. You will not be able to live in that pretty space you're in, Jazz, and love, if the men didn't keep society going.
in right now do not reflect what you're saying.
Yes, it is. Kamala literally, when she ran for office.
I just broke it down how men are keeping society going. So let's go.
Kamala had Megan Thee Stallion twerking.
I will say, so Mel, I apologize. I'll say this, right? And please forgive me. This is not my view. I'm just explaining it, right? Other than incubating our babies, we don't need y'all.
Thank you.
Very respectfully, we don't like other than putting our kids out.
I disagree with Fatty on that one, right? And because you still need the women to give that nurturing, passionate, empathy having to that kid. Like there's certain things that the woman do that nurtures that child for the first 9 months in her belly, and then the 7 years in that development after she leaves the mother's womb. So Fatty, I disagree with you right there, right?
Out. We don't need y'all at all. Okay. And this is what I'm saying.
They're trying to do, because now, Fatty, when the women give birth, they have to take care of the children. If they're not taking care of the children, you're going to have to take care of the children. And you cannot tap into your masculine energies that you need to build and maintain society. You know what I'm saying? Right? You now have to tone down your masculine energy to now be more soft and tender to raising up that child. Right? Which is what the women are best at doing. So, right? So this is, see, I'm not biased, I'm balanced, because I can disagree with Fatty and then break it down factually and biologically why, right?
About is not that I look at woman as just a carrier of life or all that, but if I'm going to be very pragmatic, the same way I would say we don't need no man other than building everything and building the roads and building the skyscrapers and defending us from other men, all that. Like, if we are going to be very honest, and anybody on the panel can dispute what I say, if y'all keep popping up babies and we have to take care of everything in society, tell me one thing that is stopping right now. Go ahead.
Say if you really feel
he got a point.
We have no value outside of just giving you a.
That's not what I said.
A baby, or you don't need us, or you don't need us. Like you saying, like you just said, like outside of giving you a baby, we really don't need y'all, right? That's what you said. You don't need us for any other reason in society, relationships. Men will do better with each other, is what you're saying.
Did you notice that I said just because I'm explaining something doesn't mean that I agree with it? I'm being pragmatic about things, right, Jess? Okay. Please correct me. If women kept popping out babies, right? Meaning that our civilization keeps we keep putting babies outside, so we're not getting old and just dying, right? What is going to stop if women stop doing everything else? What is stopping?
If women decided to not have sex anymore, everything would stop.
But there's the baby's part.
Huh? What?
There's the baby's part.
What baby's? Hold on.
No.
Hey, Jasmine. No, Jasmine.
Sex doesn't always.
Jasmine, this is what.
Wait a minute.
Jasmine, please. I actually just hold on real quick. If you switch all our roles and all we do is put sperm in you and we sit at the house and do nothing, what would happen to the world? It was
I would. Oh my God! If women were able to be in positions of power the
That
way
we're
we
in.
do, oh my, I don't think there would be any wars.
Why are you
automatically?
I think we would have.
I think I have a slide for this. I think I might have a slide for this. Let's see if I have a slide for this. I'm gonna bring that up. No. No, that's not it. Oh, so this is a slide for it, right? If we just change the environment, we won't need dominant men anymore, right? Which is she is implying, right? She didn't say that. She said that if men stayed at home and women were in power, right? So this is it. What environment are they talking about, right? When feminists or Marxist-leaning thinkers say if we change the environment, what they're suggesting is removing violence, no need for protectors, automate labor, no need for providers, institutionalize care, no need for family structure, equalize outcomes, no need for hierarchy or competition, which is what technocrats of society are trying to do, right? But that's fantasy. Environments don't soften themselves. Men make them safe through power, order, and sacrifice. Police forces, fire departments, military, engineering, infrastructure, these are male dominant for a reason. Without them, you don't get a safe environment, you get chaos. Every safe, clean, protected, modern environment is upheld by a dominant male system. So when they say we just need to change environment, they're really saying let men do all the hard labor, war protection, and risk taking, and once the world is safe, we'll take the leadership roles and claim equality. That's exactly what they're saying. This is exactly what Jess is saying. This is why I call her the Marxist feminist hybrid, right? That's not equality, that's opportunism, disguised as progressive or progress, right? The truth about power and environment. You can't change the environment without power. And power flows from strength, risk tolerance, vision, and sacrifice. Like, you cannot change the environment without men being dominant enough and skillful enough and strong enough and having the power enough to mold it and shape it and bend it to a will, right? It's like having a hammer and you're at the blacksmith shop and you're forging that metal into a knife or into a sword or into a bullets or into an armor. You need the strength to do that, right? Historically dominant men created order by mastering hostile environments. Roman roads, Egyptian pyramids, Industrial Revolution, civil rights infrastructure, even tech and digital environments mostly built by men. In every age, the men didn't adapt to safe environments. They adapted to dangerous ones and made them livable, right? Why they want to remove men from position? To push the change environment is about peace. Isn't about peace. Let me read that properly. To push the change the environment isn't about peace. It's about power transfer. Usurpation of masculine authority under the banner of equality. Replace merit, hierarchy, and earn leadership with identity politics, emotional manipulation, legal overreach. They don't want to build the environment. They want to inherit it once it's already safe and functioning. Then say, see, we don't need dominant men anymore. But the minute the environment collapses to war, famine, grid failure, lawlessness, who do they turn to? Men always. See, if it was a woman-led, right, in a more female-dominant thing, they're still going to have hierarchies there, right? You're still going to need to tame the environment that's harsh. So you're still going to need power and dominancy to do that. And you're going to find out very quickly that not every woman is equal to the other one. Because when it comes to the environment, hierarchy is the law of the jungle. You know what I'm saying? So let's go back up here, all right?
Jazz, you went straight to that. Jazz, the plumbers, the builders, everything. The
infrastructure.
philosophers, the inventors, the
You don't
writers,
think
the builders.
there are women. There one
I
of the
got
biggest
you. Look.
There's
buildings.
women that do all of that.
How many women work in the oil rig?
But a woman
Why do
can't
y'all
learn it.
think that
Yeah, but women, that's the exception to the rule.
How
women
many
aren't
women work on the oil rig? Hold on.
Why
Wait,
can't wait a minute, but wait a minute. Y'all have to stop thinking that women
Go
are
ahead,
not
Jess.
capable of
That
building
part.
building
Speak
things.
on.
The things that
Why
you're
don't you
using
do it
right
though?
now.
So,
the
Jazz,
things
answer the
that
Because
you're
we
question.
have been cut out. It's not accessible
No,
to us.
that's
The
a
boys
lie.
don't want to
No.
let us in the club.
Can
That's
we
why.
not
No,
do this?
that is
We
a
have to
lie.
fight for the right
the
to
fact
live
that
in
y'all
That's a lie. Women haven't been cut out of construction. As a matter of fact, they encourage women to go participate in construction, so they're not being cut out. All right. Look at her damn face on the pause, bro. So I think I have a slide for that. All right. I might go through the other slides and make a pre-recording of those tomorrow. But bottom line, these discussions are goofy. You know, it needs to be had. This is why I'm doing. That's why I did this show. This is why I did the slides, because for future reference. Because when somebody looks back at this time, you can't say that nobody warned the population or the masses that, but what it is. You can't override biology, right? And all because you don't want men to be in power. And we see what that's looking like right now, that men are becoming weaker and weaker. But anyway, this is Kish Ready Gamer Nation. Like, share, subscribe for more. Ops.